Hi everyone, this is Mansi Singhal. I'm a software engineer at Microsoft, and recently I've been getting a lot of DMs and messages on Instagram about my journey. How did I become a software engineer? What have I studied? And if I have any tips, etc. etc. So I'll try to answer all the popular questions here. So, starting with my journey, I graduated from school in 2019. After that, I decided to pursue my BTech from Triple ID Delhi, and my stream was computer science and social sciences. Now, as a matter of fact, I did not have any prior coding experience. I had not studied computer science in school, and when I entered college, I realized that a lot of people did have that background, and so many people were already so passionate about it, right? So it did make me doubt myself a little bit in the beginning. But looking back, I would like to tell my younger self, or if anybody watching this is facing the same thing, that it really doesn't matter in the long run, and you just need to focus on starting with it and not being scared of everyone else. So the first year for me was about learning the basics and just a little bit of DSA. Then second year onwards, some internship opportunities started coming up. People around me also were, applying for on-campus, off-campus things, and some were doing unpaid internships, etc., etc. So the first opportunity that came my way was the Google Step internship. So now this was an on-campus opportunity that was there. They had a resume shortlisting, and after that there were two technical rounds. So I was really not prepared for this. So somehow I did get shortlisted, but I did not do well in my interviews. And that is when it hit me that I really need to, start my placement prep at that time itself. So after that, I started focusing on courses that were, more placement centric, etc. And I'll cover like the whole preparation part in the later half of the video, because I think that is a separate discussion altogether. And parallelly, I started applying to all opportunities that were coming on campus, and if I was finding anything off campus, also I was applying. So around the end of my second year, there was a student mentorship program by Microsoft that came up, which was called Microsoft Engage. So now this had an online test round which I cleared, and basically what this program was then was that we had been assigned two mentors from Microsoft, and we were given around 2 weeks to complete a project they had given up to us. Now, towards the end of these 15 days is also the timeline where companies started coming up on our campus for internship opportunities. So normally what would happen is that we would have an online test round, and whoever clears that round for whichever company, they would go on with the interviews. Now Microsoft also came, and because it was before the submission of Engage itself, all the students who were there in the Engage program were directly eligible for the interviews. So then I had 3 interviews for Microsoft internship opportunity. And the first interview was about, like half of it was about my Engage project itself, like technical questions related to that project. And the second half was a DSA question on stacks. Then my second round was completely DSA based again. It was like I think strings and array questions. And then the third round was also one DSA question, and towards the end I was asked a little bit of, why do you want to join Microsoft and like what motivates you sort of questions. Then the next day the results were announced, and I was offered the summer internship. So this was the summer of 2022, like the internship was from 2022. So I then interned at Microsoft. I did this 2 month summer internship, and based on that internship, I received a pre-placement offer. Now I accepted this pre-placement offer, and then I joined as a full-time employee at Microsoft in 2023. So that's about basically my journey to Microsoft. Coming to how did I prepare for my placement season. So mainly the courses I focused on were of course mainly data structures and algorithm, then computer organization, operating systems, DBMS, SQL, and object-oriented programming. Right, so for all other courses like apart from DSA, what I did was I mainly focused on what was being taught in college, and side by side I used to make notes based on like the important questions and topics that are asked in interviews related to that subject. So if you just search, operating system questions, Geeks for Geeks, or operating systems important topics, Geeks for Geeks, you will find like many notes on Geeks for Geeks that will like cover up the main things, right? Some people also study system design, but I think since I was like the time I'm talking about, I was preparing for internship opportunities, and mostly system design is not asked as per my experience, and I had not prepared it. But yes, now like in the later stages of your career, if you're there, system design is also asked a lot and becomes important. Yes. So for DSA, I went topic wise, like, right? So all the important topics. The book I was referring to was Cracking the Coding Interview. I'll attach a link to that in the description. And I personally think that it's a really good book. So what I used to do is that I would pick up a topic, I would clear my concepts related to that topic by, let's say reading the book, or if I'm having some doubts, I'll refer to some YouTube videos. And after that, in the book itself, there were some questions, like around 10 to 12 questions of the topic itself. So I would do those questions on lead code, and just the popular questions for every topic, I would just do those 7 to 8 or 10 questions around per topic. So that's what I did, like, to cover all the topics. And then I had also joined an online live classes DSA course from Pep Coding. Now you can join any course that's like currently popular and your peers are doing, and I personally went for this one because they had access to like all these recordings that were there. They used to solve questions in a very like intuitive and nice explanatory way, and the video, all the classes were recorded, so I could just watch them at my own pace and like topic wise whenever I wanted to. So that, and then for every single company, like, so when in your placement season, whenever any company is coming up, this is what I followed, and I really suggest it helps. You, or any company that you're even interested in, you can just search, let's say Oracle hiring process, and then like on campus hiring process if you're doing it on campus, or off campus hiring process if you're doing that. And then you will just find articles like on Geeks for Geeks or like other websites where you will just find like what is the process. Like they have detailed articles online about this, right? That they'll have a first online round which will have these many sections and these sort of questions, and then they'll have these sort of technical rounds and they usually ask these sort of questions, etc. So that really helps. And then if you are already done with your basics, then obviously there are so many lists out there for the important DSA questions. There is a lead code company wise list of questions that are usually asked by those companies are listed. Yeah, mostly that covers it all. Now, based on some interactions that I've had with some of you and some questions that I've received, I like made a list of a few tips that I have that really helped me as well. So the first one is have a good resume, but do not obsess over it too much. Like, I have received so many queries about people being like, what project should I add in this resume to get it shortlisted? What skills do I need to add in this? And I would say that have a good resume, get it reviewed by people. Maybe you're missing out on some very slight bit. Don't obsess over what additional you can do to add in it. Instead, focus on your skills and get it reviewed by someone who's already in the field, some seniors who have gotten good placements, etc. Right? Then the second one is participate in hackathons. I'm not saying that go and participate in all the hackathons possible. I also personally remember that I had probably participated in 3 hackathons during my college, or 3 to 4, but all of those did have a really good learning impact for me. Like, I learned how to collaborate on code, I learned Git, I learned how to present in a better way. So you should definitely participate in some hackathons. That's really important. Then the third one is give mock interviews before your actual placement seasons start, and this one is really important. So I have seen that a lot of us do not even know how an actual interview works, right? Like, so if your interviewer has given you a question, you can't just sit and like start coding there. You have to explain it all. You have to explain your thought process, what approach you're going, what approach you're thinking, and then what are you coding right now. And that's an art in itself. And you need to know how to present before you even actually, you're preparing also at that time, if you have it in mind that how do I present when I am giving an interview, that is also really important. Now, another one is that don't wait to apply. Many of you are like, I don't feel ready yet, and that's how honestly I also felt. But I would always say that just grab the opportunity that's there. Whatever you know till now, just give it a shot. Right? Last tip I have is that always do your research before reaching out to people for referrals. Now, what I mean by that is that I have received a lot of requests where people are like, hey, do you have any openings? This is my resume, please refer me, etc. etc. Now, the thing here is that mostly a lot of people in big companies are getting so many requests about referrals. Now, they cannot be looking and for every single person checking their resume that what opportunities suit for them, etc., and then recommend, right? So what procedure you should be following is that you go on you go on job portals, you go on like the career portals of the company you're interested in. And for example, for Microsoft, you can go on careers.microsoft.com. You look for openings and you find suitable openings for yourself and reach out to people for those particular openings, that hey, I have an opening that I'm really interested in, can you please refer me for the same, right? So that is the correct way to, like, go about reaching out to people for referrals. Yeah, that's about it for this video. And if I've missed out on anything and you guys want to know anything more, please let me know. And thank you so much for watching, and all the best for your journey, and bye bye.